Bitcoin whales accumulated over 122,000 Bitcoin amid the latest market mayhem, because Bitcoin's been kind of going a little bit insane. So let's get into this quick story. So large Bitcoin holders appear to be aggressively buying the dip amid the latest price correction, raising optimism that the coordinated sell-off could be about to end. Using data from Glassnode, Morgan Creek Digital's Anthony Pompliano recently concluded that the so-called Bitcoin whales, entities who hold between 10,000 and 100,000 Bitcoin, purchased 122,588 Bitcoin during the height of the market crash on Wednesday. Much of the foot traffic to crypto exchanges came from the United States, as evidenced by Coinbase's $3,000 Bitcoin premium at one point. Now, crypto hedge funds interviewed by Bloomberg have also reiterated that they were, in fact, dip buyers. MVPQ Capital and ByteTree Asset Management, both based in London, along with Singapore's Three Arrows Capital, all bought the dip. Kyle Davies, co-founder at Three Arrows Capital, told Bloomberg, "People that were borrowing money to invest, they were wiped from the system. Every time we see massive liquidation as a chance to buy, I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin and Ethereum retraced the entire drop in a week." And as Cointelegraph recently reported, at least one prominent whale who sold Bitcoin at a price of $58,000 has not only reaccumulated, but added to their holdings. The unknown entity sold 3,000 Bitcoin on May 9th before buying back 3,521 Bitcoin in 3 separate trades on May 15th, 18th, and 19th. The Bitcoin price languished between $32,000 on Sunday as traders continued to test the limits of a new bearish range. And the largest cryptocurrency by market cap briefly fell below $30,000 on Wednesday, a level that appeared highly unlikely to ever be penetrated again, before quickly shooting back up to 37,000. However, overhead resistance has limited Bitcoin's rally to no greater than $42,000. So this is a pretty interesting thing, especially, look, if you look at the basically current, price pretty much of Bitcoin is about 35,503. Now, the crypto markets are pretty interesting if everything's been on a crash, right? But the thing is, the crypto markets are so weird in the sense that they can fluctuate to such high degrees that for an emotional trader, you could lose everything. And what I mean by that is that if you want to get involved into cryptocurrency, right, you can only put money in there that you're basically willing to lose, right? Like, basically, say you want to play the lottery, right? Now, it's not necessarily the same thing as playing the lottery, but let's say that you were to play a lottery, and let's say you're going to try to play the Powerball or the Mega Millions, right? Which is the main national lotteries in the United States. If you're going to do that, the right way to play that type of game, when you have such a small chance of of actually winning, right, is by using money that when you spend money to buy a ticket, you already assume that money's already gone, right? You got to put money that will literally have no effect on your daily life in it, right? The problem is, some people tend to win here and there when they make a bet and might actually win, right? Someone who might play the lottery the first time with just $1 bill might end up getting a winning of $100 or $1,000 on their very first time. And now they get hooked to it, and now they're spending hundreds of dollars a month that they can't afford to pay when they should have been paying that to pay down their debt or, put into investments or buy themselves food. As an example, there was this one person that I saw randomly when I was spending time with my dad when I was a lot younger. And my dad would get a lottery ticket, and it was a cheap lottery ticket, $2 or something like that. But we had a conversation with the lady who sold the lottery tickets in, like, the counter area. And she was like telling a story of how every month, on the first of every month, this same guy would go there, cash his whole social security check, the whole thing, and then put everything into scratch off tickets, right? That is not what you should do, right? Like, you should never do something like that where you put basically all of your money into something that's for the most part a bet, right? Now, technically, some people will view that Bitcoin is, a store of value for the future and all that kind of stuff. That very well might be the case, but that doesn't change the fact that the prices of these cryptocurrencies fluctuate to such a high degree that if you are emotional, if you're someone that can that will tend to react to someone, if you're someone who will react to something when someone basically calls you a name, if you're someone who will liquidate their 401k or their Roth IRA when the stock market crashed, right back a year ago when COVID became a thing. Like, if you're that type of person, you have to be extremely careful when you get involved in this stuff, right? Like, it might actually be better to not even get involved into this thing. But if you were to get involved into this thing, and this is for anyone, if anyone were to actually get involved into cryptocurrency, whether it be any cryptocurrency, whether it be Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Bitcoin Cash, Doge, the meme coin, whoever it is, whatever it is, right? Only use money that you are willing to lose, right? That's the thing that you really got to think about. You got to be careful with how you put your money. You got to be careful of any people in comment sections on social media or all that kind of stuff, right? You do not want your money to be stolen. You want your money to potentially be invested into something that you believe could be worthwhile in the future, right? So always do your research on these cryptocurrencies. Always make sure you do everything that you can so that you're not going to screw up somewhere, right? Because if you are emotional in any way, this can get really bad. So just keep that in mind. I mean, just think about it, right? XRP, an 18% drop. EOS, 18% drop. BCH, nearly 15% drop. Doge, 13% drop. Which, by the way, all that stories about that Dogecoin millionaire, he really should have sold it when it was like 70 something cents, because he could have pretty much pocketed almost $3 million. But that's what happens when you stick to when you're too stubborn in something like that, right? Like, the whole point of, like, if you were to be like an investor or trader, all that kind of stuff, right? One, you should do it for long term, or you should be willing to take the profits when they come in, right? And you need to take the losses immediately so that you could just cut your losses and then all that kind of stuff, right? So just be careful, be smart, only use money that you are willing to lose and that you only basically view it as like you're going to lose it, right? Because that will give you a peace of mind so that whatever happens, like when you see things like drop like nearly 18%, 7% in like a single day, you're not too freaked out and you basically don't even care. Because our point of view of thinking when it comes to like investing in that kind of stuff is to be very laid back and hands off. Because you don't want to be stressing every single day, every single hour, every single minute like a day trader. You want to be thinking more so along the lines of, okay, I want to put my money consistently into investments that I believe and grow that over time so that by the time I retire, I could actually utilize it if I need to, right? That's the whole point of, investing, is so that you have money in the future that can be used to take care of yourself. Because here's the thing, not everyone has like a family member that would be willing to take care of them when they're older. Some of them, like some people might just be completely alone and they might not be able to protect themselves. And so investing properly and consistently can get you to a point where you can at least take care of yourself, because, no one wants to be like alone in life in their later years and then not be able to survive, right? Like, that's just a sad situation. But stay tuned for more finance related news topics. And if you want to learn how to master your money, go down below and learn how to master your money regardless of the income that you make.